11 years is how long I have been playing Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, right? The, I absolutely adored both franchises. Of course, Dynasty Warriors is most definitely, and you can't even argue, more popular. However, Samurai Warriors holds a special place in my heart because out of all the fucking games, Samurai Warriors 2 may actually be my favorite Koei game of all time, based solely off of the fact that I put so many hours in that game. And, well, I mean, Samurai Warriors 2 Extreme Legends, the combo, you know, I got, I don't know how many characters there are total. It was 50, maybe. Give or take 6 or 7, maybe. I got almost all characters to level 70. Now that's just something you're gonna have to take my word on. But what I'm trying to get across is not only have I played these games for a very long time, but I feel like I am more than qualified to give you a rundown of this game from the perspective of a very long time fan. Now, I'm going to show off some gameplay, but with that kept in mind, I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. I have a very negative perception of this game. I'm going to talk about it. This game is $50 in the United States right now. $50 fucking dollars. I don't know the equivalent to that in other countries. But I'm going to tell you this, with the standard being at 60, you already know that this is a little less than a full release. Of course, Samurai Warriors 4 2, they advertise it as their final version of Samurai Warriors 4, which is, you know, I have Samurai Warriors 4. I have videos talking about the game. I love the game. I had very, very, very positive feeling about it. When I went and I got my wisdom teeth taken out and I was in pain and I was fucking out of it, I got Samurai Warriors 4 the night before the morning I went in for surgery. And when I came back home from the surgery, I was fucking out of it, down for the day. But the next day, I spent the next week that I was recuperating eating sweet potatoes mashed up and pudding and playing Samurai Warriors 4 and maxing out the fucking game. And I did that. And if it wasn't for the almost impossible to get trophies in that game, I would have the platinum for it. Now then, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get some major positives out of the way before I focus on the negative stuff. Now, in Samurai Warriors 4, their free mode version, not necessarily free mode as in this, where you go in and you play missions from chapters in the game, which is how both Samurai Warriors 4 and Samurai Warriors 4 2 is set up. Of course, I will compare Samurai Warriors 4 2 to Samurai Warriors 4 quite a bit, because obviously this is supposed to be their final, better version of Samurai Warriors 4. And I don't want anybody trying to tell me, oh, they never said better. Then why would they release the fucking shit if it wasn't supposed to be better? And therein lies another problem. Either they released this as their, you know, this was their vision, this was their better version of the game, or they wanted to make a cheap $50 from people like you and from me, and me. Now, in Samurai Warriors 4, there was a mode where you created a character and you went across the land. You know, there was like a map where you went. You know, it was akin to like a Samurai Warrior Empire game from the same franchise, where you would move from like province to province, rather. And you would build up biographies by encountering historical officers. Now, I'm going to show you real quick. I have almost 21 hours in the game, 68, whatever the fuck. Biographies, this is something that I enjoy. And this is by far, and this might say quite a bit, this is by far my favorite feature of this game. The biographies are all unlocked from the get-go. You do not have to encounter these officers in-game. They are just there. And I'm not going to go through all these, but, whatever. I enjoy that a lot. Now, oh, yeah. I'll tell you one other overwhelming positive is this guy right here, the new character that they introduced, the only new character that they put in the game. Now Masai he has one of the most fun movesets in the game. Straight up, I love it. It's he's a giant Power Ranger. He does spins and kicks and shit. He will fuck you up, and I do enjoy playing as him. My custom character that I'm using to get through the survival mode, which I'll talk about a little bit more later on. He has the same moveset. Now Masai, I gave him that new spear. Great. Now let's talk about the rest of the game. Now story mode, and this is some personal opinion and some of it is objective fact. Now, the way that the story mode in Samurai Warriors 4 was set up was in such a way that you would complete stories based on areas of Japan and the powerful clans that ruled them and their conflicts across the country. Now, there were two that were based off of something more. There was the Unification line, which followed Hideyoshi Toyotomi, and if you know anything about history, which you probably do if you're playing these games, you probably have at least some type of mild interest in the history of this time. You followed Hideyoshi as he unified the country, and then what happened immediately after his death. In this game, they have story chapters, I guess, based on individuals. All the new characters introduced in Samurai Warriors 4, as well as Samurai Warriors 3 Chronicles, and the new character and two fan favorite characters. Now, Women of War is one of them, where you play as I don't want to mispronounce her name. It's Mitsuhide Akechi's daughter, and now Tora E, the big-bosomed one on the right there. And I actually have not unlocked this one yet. I cannot speak to how fun it is. I haven't done this one yet, and I haven't finished Takakage Kobayakawa's yet. I believe I'm on mission 3 here. Yeah. Now, furthermore, I also want to say this. Now, I obviously have not completed all of the campaigns. I have completed the damn near majority of them here. Mitsunari Ishida is the, or Ishida, whatever the fuck. I'm going to mispronounce some things here, people. He's the second of the popular characters that were given chapters. And I have completed a great deal of them. Sparks of Rebellion was probably not only the most fun to play, but it also was just the most fun to watch at certain times. I don't really want to spoil it for you. A lot of these are not historically accurate. They took more liberties in this game, which is good. That's a good thing. But I want to say that it seems like for $50, this is not nearly a good enough expansion. It seems like there have been more levels taken out than added. Like, Uesugi here is a good example. Now, the Tensho Jingo conflict is a new mission that they added that's fun, that adds a totally new map. But you won't see the Otate no Ran. Please forgive me in my pronunciation. And you won't see the Battle of Todorigawa. And, of course, like I said, I haven't completed all of the missions yet. But it also seems like they've taken out the Battle of Kawa Nakajima, which was, let's see, yeah. You know, like I said, I haven't completed them all. That's a problem. And one that I know for a fact they took out was the Battle of Tsukushima. That was in the Mori chapter in Samurai Warriors 4. Now, I think that at the very least, and I could be wrong on this, I feel personally like even if they add a bunch of shit, they shouldn't get rid of anything. It's also worth noting that there is not very much compatibility between Samurai Warriors 4 and Samurai Warriors 4 2. Now, I'll tell you the extent of all the compatibility right now. If you bought any DLC for Samurai Warriors 4, such as horses, skins, or say what the fuck, what was it? Edit part packs. Yeah, edit part packs. Those will transfer over. Your scenario packs, the packs with all of the consumable items, which I will talk about a little later on, they will not. As well as the levels of your characters will not transfer over. You know, like if you had, I believe the max level in Samurai Warriors 4 was 50. No, it was 100. It was 100. If you have one of the few characters that I got to level 100 in Samurai Warriors 4 was Nobuyuki Sanada. You know, you can't get on here. Oh yeah, the weapon packs will also transfer over. My bad. They won't be the exact same weapons, but you will get a, you know, fully upgraded max, you know, dunk on them weapon in the game if you bought it before. Oh shit. What was I saying? Yeah. It's not like an Extreme Legends expansion. Now, they already said that. I believe they actually, they did release statements and probably even said it themselves at events, whatever the fuck. This is not an Extreme Legends expansion. This is simply Samurai Warriors 4 redone. I really wish this had been an Extreme Legends expansion, because not only, you know, if I downloaded this shit and then I put in my Samurai Warriors 4 hard disk, and then I loaded it up and it recognized the Extreme Legends shit, and I could have all these new chapters right here. If I could play all these chapters right here, and then I could go from that unification mode to that survival mode. If I could play free mode, if I could go and I could play those chapters from Samurai Warriors 4 over again with, you know, say the new character, now Masa, or I could play on the fucking new chapters with my decked out older characters that might not necessarily fit the times. You know, it's I also want to point one more thing out about the story mode. Now, you might see missions that are the Battle of Kuzegawa is new, Conquest of Odawara. This is another big fucking issue I have with the whole setup they have here. there is, let's see, 2. Mm. 3. 4. Well, that's it. Out of all the ones it's a lot of missions are repeated, but it's not like they're the exact same missions every time. If you recall, in Samurai Warriors 2, and even to an extent Samurai Warriors 1, if you know, like the levels might be, you know, the same in 2 different, you know, they might be in both chapters, right? Like Kotaro Fuma, he had probably one of the funnest Samurai Warriors 2 campaigns, and Masamune Date in the first game, probably one of the funnest of all time, where their specific mission was just an outrageous different take on battles that actually took place. Like Kotaro Fuma, where in the Battle of Mikatagahara, he went and subjugated the entire Tokugawa army and turned it around on the Takeda. Now that was some funny shit. It was very fun as well. And back in this game, the conquest of Odawara that you play in Toyohisa Shimazu and now Masa Ease, they might not be the same, right? Which is good. That's very good, because I really hate when shit is repeated over and over and over. I do. It's not fun to play the same mission over and over again. Matter of fact, even more so than not fun, it's something that you never want your game to be, and that's tedious. And I feel like the story mode, which is the greatest chunk of the game, is most definitely inferior to that of Samurai Warriors 4. Most definitely. Free mode, there's not much to say about it. Free mode, you can't really go wrong with it. It's just, you can go through the chapters of the game and you can play with different characters. There you go. Bam wop. Story mode, also worth pointing out that, like Toyohisa Shimazu, because it's a chapter based on this character, you have to, and I'm gonna show it off here. I'm going to try and skip through this shit as quick as I can. No spoilerinos. Alright, now, you'll see here, like I said, it's a chapter based on a specific character. That's how they all are. They have events. Okay, there you go. See, without clicking anything, my primary is already decided for me. Now, I can pick a secondary character just like the first game, but the primary character has already been decided. It's this chapter based on this one guy, and until you beat the chapter, and you can go back and say I beat Takakage's campaign here, right? I can go back to this level and I can pick you know, Kiyomasa and Masanori, for example. You can go back and you can pick the 2 characters that you want to play, but you have to beat the entire campaign first. It's not like I can beat this level, you know, and just automatically restart. It'll still force me to use Takakage as the main character. Now, it's be a great time to talk about this. Yes, no, yes. Alright. Now, instead of the consumable items, this is something that they have added that I am still actually on the fence about. Now, you have strategy tomes. Oh boy. Which makes it to where, obviously, you know, you probably get this. If you click, look right here, it says, if you look at the right side here, it'll, at the blue one there, you can tell the tile is blue. Here we go. Strategy tomes 2. It says I have 84 in total. We'll just go ahead, bam, and get that one. The ones directly next to it unlock. Now I can go. We'll get that one too. Euphoria. There's a chance your movement speed will increase after you defeat an officer. Now that is a passive skill. Now this right here, this is an active skill. And I will get this, and I will show you how this works. We'll exit here. Oh shit, I didn't necessarily have to do that, did I? I don't think I did. Okay, maybe so. We'll just pick a random character here. I'll show you. Equip skills. You go, bam. One we just got. Conservation level 1. For 15 seconds, your spirit gauge will not decrease. Bam. And it fills the same slot as those with the, you know, like the bottle DLC that increased your attack power in the first game, for example. It goes in that same slot where you can just activate it while you're playing, or they've made it to where you can pause and activate skills as well. And like I said, I don't really know how I feel about that for now. On one hand, it feels rewarding to use one character over and over again and build up the you know, the tech for him and get those attack boost and speed boost, whatever, and deck your character out. But then on the other hand, it feels like the whole strategy tomes thing, it's just another thing that you have to go through the battlefield and pick up as you go. And I don't know. Now, I will show you survival mode real quick. And this is actually, this isn't that bad. This isn't that bad. I think I'll just try with Takatori here, who is probably one of my favorite characters. Let's see, we'll look at the skills real quick. Buy a bunch of shit. That one's unnecessary because you can't use horses in this mode because you're inside a castle. I like this game mode a lot because there's just one set difficulty. Yeah. Get that attack strength boost. Increase the duration of rage mode. Get that. Sort of low on attack tomes right now. There we go. Make sure I have everything. Alright. I'll show you that. Let's see. What's a good one here? They do have all the same tracks though. They do have all the same tracks. We'll put that one on. Why not? Just start at level 11 here. And I will show you the entire fucking premise of this right now. There's a time limit, and this time limit will stay with you for the entire time that you are actively moving, right? And oh, come on, bastard! A block. There we go. Sweet. And it'll give you one task each floor. It's always one task, at least from my experience. I've made it to level 45 as of this video. And it really starts to the difficulty really starts to pile up too. Oh shit! These guys right here are hard. Spear dudes. Yeah, I'm seeing some distraction tomes right there. They're like pickups that you have to roll over when, and they're generally dropped by enemy officers. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen them when they're. I don't think you can like break a box or something and get them, for example. You probably can, but I can't recall a time when I've done that. And here is where things can change. You can either escape, which takes you back to the menu, or you can climb these stairs. And bam, you're on the next level. Now, like I said, this is... I think that this is a very good addition, personally. I enjoy this quite a bit. I don't know how much harder it gets. There's 100 levels, I think. And this is most definitely a lot better than the like the optional thing that they had in Samurai Warriors 4, the original, where you went from, you know, the province to province. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't enjoy that shit a lot. I completed it mainly because I wanted the biographies, and also because, like I said, as I mentioned earlier, I was recovering from surgery, and I simply just had the time to play. And that shit was tedious. Now, I talked about how the story mode in this game seems tedious at times, where you have to repeat shit. Now that was a big fucking downfall, and that was something that I mentioned in my video too when I talked about that game. This is much better, much more fun. Of course, I mean, this is it. This is it. You go from level to level on the floor. There's mist all over the fucking place. They give you a single objective. You complete the objective. You either move to the floor or you stop. And there you go. Hyper attacks. They were supposed to be nerfed to shit. They're still probably a little too good. Not that I necessarily have a problem with that. I even welcome it, because getting them decked out weapons with the decked out officers, you know, level 100 officer, fucking just going through there. Mighty strikes are a lot more prevalent. As there's a skill that is almost on everybody's tech tree, I think. I don't know if I've seen one where there isn't. Golden time is when, you know, when you rescue them supply soldiers, enemies will drop gold. You can see that. I looked at. Make it rain. Make it rain. Make it rain on them hoes, like a Lil Wayne track. Or that's a Fat Joe track, isn't it? Whatever. Talking about Samurai Warriors here. Not dope raps. I guess I'll go through this one more level here. But the only reason I'm gonna say this in conclusion that this game is negative is because this shit should have been $20-$25, and this should have been an expansion to the first game. All right, now I know that it sounds like I'm discrediting them or whatever the fuck. I can't tell you how much work went into this, but I can tell you it wasn't that damn much. A lot of this shit is reused. A lot of the events are reused. A lot of the, you know, changes that were made were not significant enough. You know, what time did they release Samurai Warriors 4? It was November 12th or something like that, 2014, I think. Or, no, it was in October. It was in October. I don't know. It was probably right around this time last year that the game got released, the first one. And now they release this and say it's worth $50. It's the definitive version of our game. It's our vision. This is what we wanted when we first started making it or whatever the fuck. I just don't see it. I do not see it. It is not worth your money to play this. And they took advantage of my love for the series here, and I feel sort of betrayed, to be honest with you. It sounds dramatic, I know, but on one, I loved the series so much, and I wanted this game to be expansive. I wanted it to introduce a lot of new shit. I wanted to be fulfilled. I wanted it to there's just a certain feeling that you get when you're slashing and shit around on a Dynasty Warriors or Samurai Warriors game. I wanted something to satisfy that itch because I already completed everything in Samurai Warriors 4. And it's like, when I sit here and I think to myself, I might play some Samurai Warriors. I have Samurai Warriors 4. I have Samurai Warriors 4 2. I do not. I remember starting the unification quest line in Samurai Warriors 4, and I remember doing a few missions and then stopping to go and do other shit. And I remember thinking, I cannot wait to come back to this. Let me tell you something. I started this days ago. And not once have I thought, man, I cannot wait to get back on here and complete that Wisdom and Grace campaign. Not once. Now, Signs of Greatness, Sparks of Rebellion, and I'll even say to an extent, Visions of Hope and Tides of Fate were really fun to play. And I haven't even beat them all. I have Love and Fear, I have Pledges of Honor, my bad, and I have Women of War. I still have 3 campaigns that I haven't even started. And I cannot, just based on the fact that I've completed almost the rest of them, I cannot get excited for it, and that is sad. That is really sad. Because my experience has not been fulfilling. When I think of them saying that this is the definitive version of the Samurai Warriors 4 that they wanted to bring to the people, I can't help but feel like they're, in their mind, Samurai Warriors 4 being inferior to this game. I feel like that was a much better route to go than this. Especially with the fact that you select 2 characters at a time at this game. You select the primary character and secondary character. And that really fits the way that they did Samurai Warriors 4 more so than fucking, let's say, what is it? Like that one, for example, where I suppose what I'm trying to say is it's goofy to me to focus in on one character and then have a secondary character because they feel insignificant. If you go and they had these massive chapters and you could select multiple characters and it felt like they shared an equal importance as you were playing. You do not get that feeling while playing this game. You just don't. Of course, that actually might be a me thing. I don't know. Perhaps it was because I loved Samurai Warriors 4 so much, and because I played it so much that this game felt like a letdown. Perhaps my expectations were too high. But I'm not going to apologize for wanting more out of my game and for expecting more out of it, because I don't feel like any of that is unrealistic. Oh, now then, I want to thank you for watching. These are just my own 2 cents, people. If my opinion probably doesn't mean very much to you, and I can't even necessarily blame you for that. But as somebody who has loved this franchise for over a decade, I'm going to have to recommend to you to hold off on getting this game. Wait for a sale. Wait for a sale because you're not missing anything. This game will still be here later on, and when it drops down to $30, when it drops down to $25, you can go ahead and say, oh, okay, well that's more fair. And you can start that download. Because this game is nowhere near $50. And I want to say one more thing too while I'm here. This is PS4 version, in case you couldn't tell. And I hear that the PC version, I've read quite a bit that the PC version is absolutely fucking terrible. Do not get this game on PC then. Alright? Keep that in mind. If you're a PC player, I would just hold off on getting it. I haven't seen anything on a patch or whatever that would fix this shit. I don't know what was entirely wrong with it. I think it was like a crash bug or something like that. You probably just don't even want to run that risk. It works fine and it looks fine on PS4. The game is beautiful. I'm not going to say anything about the looks of the game. That shit is fixed. Although I will say this, and this is personal experience, I have dealt with more like screen jumping, if that makes sense. I don't know what you'd call it, in this game than I did Samurai Warriors 4. Which that game, when I first started playing it, I'm not gonna lie, that was a big problem where and I don't know how else to describe it other than screen jumping. But whatever. It seems to be a problem in this game again. I expect that to get phased out. At least I hope. I hope with every fiber of my being that they will actually patch the fucking problems in the game. I don't know why they wouldn't, but you know, stranger things have and will happen. So, well, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.